A good rule of thumb to me, especially if I go to a new body of water or even if it's one that I fish quite often, when it comes to walleye fishing, I always like to for sure have 2 rods, especially when it comes to casting. First I want to have a bait that's going to cover a lot of water, and 90% of the time I'm going to pick some sort of crankbait. This I have a deep diving one. It just depends on the lake. If it's going to be a shallow diving one, say 5 feet or less, I'm going to be fishing a lot of, or if the shorelines are very steep where I'm going to need a deep diving bait. But I want a crankbait because I want to be able to fish fast and cover water and basically search. And at the end of the day, I can keep moving and not worry about as much of boat control until I get a bite, and then I can really slow down. And so I always like to have 2 rods ready. One would be a crankbait, and then when I start getting a few bites on a crankbait, I'm immediately going to slow down. And I like, pitching a hair jig, a little piece of plastic on there, but just really slowing down once I've gotten a bite to really fine tune and pluck more fish off there that maybe aren't as active to take a crankbait. But no matter if it's lakes or rivers, I always like to start with a crankbait, because the first thing I can do with a crankbait, cover more water, move the boat faster, and also use my electronics to kind of break down and study the water as well, versus where, maybe a jig where I have to fish slower, I have to worry about the wind blowing my line to keep control. Just one of those things where crankbait fishing, you're going to catch an active one, you're going to know they're there quick, and you can keep moving on if not.